Hello, everyone. Bill Molyneux here for January 23rd, 2025. This is the Battle of the Hook on steroids. I have the next few nights where I am totally free. My wife has gone away with some girlfriends. So, the Battle of the Hook on steroids, October 3rd, 1781. I have a board game coming out in the next couple months, including Cornwallis's Breakout. Goober the Traveling Bear is here to support the game. Friday, we will be at Fort Belvoir Museum, the United States Army National Museum. Goober will be wearing his U.S. Army War College shirt that the Carlisle War College gave to him a year and a half ago. Also, we received a third licensed Battlefield Gettysburg pin in the mail today. And I'm going to bring it up close to the camera without trying to irritate anyone. So there it is. And this is the third one Goober has received from a licensed battlefield guide in Gettysburg. It had a very kind note in it. He also asked not to be identified, probably because some people think I'm a nut with the way I try to raise money to help historic sites. And speaking of that, this video you're watching supports Weiss Fork Battlefield. And I made this board game. Every copy I sell, Blue Panther Printing, Noble Knight, I donate $5 every month to them. And Kim Mitas was a great help with this. So if you could, consider ordering one. It's the only board game on the Battle of Weiss Fork. So Goober will be leaving the battlefield when we get ready to start. I would like to say we're going to be using these rules. The American War of Independence by Donald Featherstone, my favorite war game author. And my favorite historical author really is Scott Mingus. And Scott Mingus's books are incredible. If you've never heard of him, please look up on Amazon. He is a wonderful author and historian. Now, I've taken the book and converted everything into 2 pages. Now, these Donald Featherstone Rev War rules actually have some teeth to them. And this book is quite impressive. If you don't have this book, it's really good. And it has some really decent rules in it. And I just need to let you know it's well worth the money. You buy it on Amazon, the last I knew. All right. So I have not placed any kind of markers on this battlefield yet. I'm going to give you a tour of the battlefield, and then we'll get playing. Okay, the Battle of the Hook is October 3rd, 1781. And there is Tarleton and his Legion, 54 millimeter. Many of these figures are from Mike Priest's collection or my figures that Jim Shaw's painted. At this point, they're all intermingled. Over here, we have Gloucester Point. And yes, out there would be water. Okay, but we're just going to live with it. So this is Gloucester Point, Tyndale's Park. And they have their defenses here. Their orders are to go out and loot Gloucester County. And this here is the tavern, the Ordinary, that serves ordinary people. And they're bringing back supplies. And they have to get these supplies back to the fortifications. However, our Franco-American, our allies, they are in hot pursuit. They don't want these supplies getting back. We have the French Count Duke, or Count Ledore, and I am messing that all up, and I apologize. But you can look it up on Google. And we are going to have the largest cavalry action of the American Revolution here. Now, I've added some units here that, we're supposed to have some French units, but not necessarily Regiment de Lorraine. But Don Kramer, if you're watching this sometime, and Dave Bybee French Marines are here, and Regiment de Lorraine. So, there's one more regiment I need to mention. We have the Augusta Regiment from Conrad Weiser's homestead, commanded by Linato. And I once reenacted a lot of French Indian War and such with many of the people I just named, and they're all great historians. All right, so on this side of the battlefield, as you can see, they're going to try to stem the tide of the oncoming. Now, these Americans here are going to be considered average elite. I'm going to roll for them, and I'll place a marker. If they're average, they're going to have a no marker. If they're elite, they're going to have a white pipe cleaner. All our British are going to be considered elite for the most part in this game. All right, and I'm not counting ammunition or anything that detailed. The rules are simple. They have a little bit more meat to them than some. It's a move, shoot system. And I'm going to set up the game, or the camera in the tripod. And thank you for watching. Save Weiss Fork Battlefield. All right, everyone. Well, I got the camera set up. Appreciate anyone watching this. This is a mega game. Both sides roll a d6. High die decides to move first or second. We're going to make it, because there's no one here playing other than myself, we're going to make high die moves first no matter what. All right. Then side B moves. We resolve any hand-to-hand at the end of the turn. Both units fire prior to melee. There are no saving throws, and we're rolling d6s per base. And we have 2 1s. We have the Franco-American, the French allies, rolled a 5, so they're going to go first. So let's get the camera up here. And now I'm going to probably move some stuff and then go ahead and, later on, I will stop the camera so you won't get bored. But for the first turn here, and you can memorize these rules. Our infantry move 9, 12 in column on the road. You can shake out to line after you move with no penalty. So, and it costs 1 inch for an infantry unit to go over a fence, and then it's half movement. So, I don't know what to do with this unit on the far flank, but we're going to pay the penalty. Just get across, and then we're going to be half movement. Rough ground and is half movement. So the French unit, which is Ladoc, is heading through the woods. I will move half and come out on the flank of those evil grenadiers. All right. We have a brigade commander. Our American brigade here is going to advance 9 inches. And we'll use this as our guide. All right. We're going to attach our brigade commander to this unit. I have 3 elites, and this one here is average. And I'm very constricted on this flank. So I'm going to just put, this is the Conrad Weiser unit, and we're just going to put them on the stone wall as such. Conrad Weiser was phenomenal in the French Indian War and Revolutionary War. I think his nephew or son had some issues with George Washington, if memory serves. Regiment de Lorraine, the Queen's Regiment, which is really By the way, I'm using some French and Indian War talk here, but they're going out. God, I'll get in front of the. They're going to stay in column and take. They take an extra hit in column, but I can't really shake them out into line. Can I? All right. Well, we moved our main infantry. I'm going to set up the camera, and we're going to get ready for the great cavalry charge with the Count Luzerne, and Tarleton. Okay, we're going to start off with, this is our Count, and he gets beheaded in the French Revolution. Very depressing. He's here in America for like 3 years, doing all kinds of great stuff. I had to see if he passed. Dragoons need a 6 or higher to charge, and they did, and they have a leader, and we're making him a +2 leader, just like Tarleton. Now, we're going to also, they can go 24 in charge. Now, Tarleton can come out and meet, and 5, 6, 7. All right, so halfway point about here. So there they go. Now, I have an infantry issue here. I guess what I'm going to say is we'll put them here, and we now have a melee. And I'm going to just say they got out of the way. I don't know what Kevin, my great wargaming buddy, or Mike Kennedy, or Wall of the Chuckleheads would say. All right. Let's see if we can get a reinforcement unit going. Oh my goodness, we rolled a 4. They needed a. This unit failed to go. They need to roll a 6 or higher, and I have no leader attached, and they're sitting right there. Well, that's frustrating. We have a leader with this one, 6 or higher, 5, 6. Boy. So this unit here, they need to roll a 6 or higher, and they do. So we're going to have our American commander, which is out there to meet nobody. We got the secondary leader for Tarleton. Okay. And we're going to see if the second unit in the back can go. Yes, they do. All right. So these American dragoons are going in. And of course, we have our British dragoons meeting them. Now, there we go. So that's where we're at for our American movement. Other than I have French troops back here and a gun. So our gun is going to move the. Okay, a gun may prolong 3 inches. So basically it's here, unlimbered, and can fire. Has nothing to fire at. Our line infantry, our French units, have moved up. This unit's stuck, and I'm going to allow this unit to side slip half. Let's see, 9 inches. You know what? Let's throw them in column, and they'll go up the road. How's that sound? All right. I'm going to pause the camera here at the end of the Franco-American turn. Welcome back, everyone. Well, it's time for me to, first of all, because I'm all by myself, I know that evil French player, Goober Molyneux, is going to flank my Grenadiers. So I'm going to move everything the best I can in a fighting withdrawal and try to get the wagons out. And I'm going to move the camera up to this point first. Okay. And I need my trusty tape measure. We're going to use this one. A lot of my stuff is packed up for the U.S. Army event this weekend. Our Grenadiers are just going to fall back. And they have orders to hold to the last, and we will angle the first company. The wagon rolls 1d6, 2 dice, 2d6, and picks the highest. So that's as far as the wagon moves. It's filled with stuff, and it gets to about here. And the second wagon, and I do need to leave a few dice out. There we go. I rolled snake eyes. All right. So whatever's going on with our second wagon, it barely moves. Our column here, they're going to fall back. This is part of the wagon defenses. So, and this is the brigade commander who I'll put here. Okay, so that's what's going on with our wagon. I'm going to get you another camera view. Okay. By the way, I have like 3 days to run this game, so I could make extra videos. I don't know if you noticed, but way back there is a figure. She has come out to hit these lobster backs. And if you're wondering, Scoot's Barbecue, Goober and I's favorite restaurant, and Gary Ward, and who supports all my craziness with history stuff, Scoots is about here. Well, maybe over in here. His father was in charge of the history programs in the school district of Matthews, and the school auditorium is named after him. And he's also featured in my calendar for the month of June for Goober Calendar. All right. Now, does Cornwallis? Well, Cornwallis isn't here. O'Hare is here. Walt O'Hare, great war gamer. We're going to say Walt O'Hare is in command of the British. Do they send out troops? You know what? We're going to say on an even, they'll send out 2 regiments, and an odd. So we're going to say Walt O'Hare can't decide if he should send out troops. And I'm supposed to have a flag for these guys. We might fix that later on in the game. So the British are not leaving their entrenchments. By the way, the maximum range of this siege gun is, the only one they have is 60 inches. Everything else is 48. And we only have 1 French gun right now. Okay. All right, everyone. I added the turn die because I'm old, chubby, and forgetful. I'll forget what turn we're on. So we're on turn 1 using Donald Featherstone rules. One day I'll make a video about his world of wargaming. I have a lot of pictures and stuff of him. So working on rules and playing games. He passed away before the YouTube world and video cameras really came to a, out and about. We do firing first. Now I'm going to go ahead and do firing for a couple units, but later on in this game, I will not. I will just turn the camera off so you don't get really bored. Get out some more dice. And so we're going to start off with, it's simultaneous firing. So you don't have to worry about just keeping track of that because of our lack of other players. And our maximum range for these old we have no rifles, by the way, in tonight's game. Our maximum range is 12 and 24. So this unit here, Grenadiers, they do have range here. I'm not going to give them the stone wall. All right. So we're going to roll. I'm going to still give them this one here. And they need 6s to hit. Okay, with no hits. But they did fire. Okay, now, leave comments. Do you like smoke on the field? I know some people do. I know Walt in our wargaming group, he loves putting out smoke. I've also had some people say it clutters up my table. But we'll throw some smoke out there. So they just fired away. Everything reloads automatically, by the way, not like brother against brother. All right, we're going to have the next unit fire, and they're going to fire right here at Regiment de Lorraine. They have no cover. They're in column, and we're going to say they're really close to being 50-50. I rolled a die to the side, and they rolled odd, and I use odd as bad. So they need 6s to hit. And we have no hits. Okay. And we're going to swing back to our Franco player. And the only thing we have here is this unit here. And we're firing long range, 3 bases, needing 6. Miss, miss, and a leaner. Another leaner, and a miss. All right. Well, pretty good shooting all around. Nothing got hit. What do you think of that, everyone? Pretty poor muskets. I hope I'm entertaining someone. I'm really hoping to get a couple good video views because the Weiss Fork battlefield is doing a lot with signage, and they have a bus tour going on in March. So appreciate anyone who's watching. All right, all our firing is done. We have no morale checks. We're going to go ahead and do this melee. All right, we're going to do the melee. We'll start off with the British, and their melee number is 3 through 6 with 3 bases. And we add 1 because we have no flank. We add 1 with Tarleton. Yes, for the entire unit. So they scored 2 hits. All right, so 2 dead French Dragoons. And they get a morale marker. Okay, put that there. And then the Dragoons, this is the only unit that's 4 bases, by the way. And they have 3 hits. So, 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So that's where we're at. Now, historically, Tarleton and our Count, they actually duke it out for real. So we got a blue die and a red die. We're going to roll them both to see who's victorious. And, oh no, the Count rolled a 4, Tarleton rolled a 5. Let's see what happened to the Count. The Count is only wounded. We'll put a pipe cleaner around him. He is not dead with snake eyes. However, our leaders die on 3 wounds. Yeah. So we will put him back here. Tarleton is fine. We're going to go on and see on our morale checks if they're going to continue fighting. I'm going to get this out of the way. We have 3 figures. Got to flip the page. Okay. and they've lost one base. So Dragoons, they have to roll a 7. They got a leader. They rolled an 8. They stay. Now, do our French stay? And our French stay, you know what that means? They're still duking it out. So, this is a continuing melee for next turn. Oh, he rolled a 6 to hold. He's fine. So we still have an ongoing melee for turn 2 here. Wow. Now this one's going to be interesting. All right. So we have, I got to move my camera back. We have the, I have to stop the camera and check Donald Featherstone's book on the secondary rank that's behind them. Hold on, everyone. Okay. I checked the magic book. Donald Featherstone book, and yes, it took me about 5 minutes to find the actual, it's not indexed, okay? So I actually had to look up and find the page in the, the rules are in the book, but they don't break down like morale and melee. And the thing is 40 years old, but it gives a good representation. So we fight here. The second row is giving a +1 to the bases back here. So they basically will hit on anything but a 1. And we're going to do these first. 1, 2. They have a leader. So 3 kills here. All right. So the Americans have lost 3. And they're going to need a morale marker. And then our Americans kill on anything, and they only killed 2 even with the second row. Now they both have a morale issue, but this is gone, by the way. They passed. They all passed here. So let's see what happens with our leaders. Right here, we need a blue and a red die. And okay, so the colonel here, the American colonel, has won the battle. And let's see what kind of wound he gets. He just gets a regular wound. And he is not dead. All right, put that on there. Boy, and let's see how our morale does. They are, I'm going to flip my page. Dragoons, a 6. They're fine. And here, they're fine. And we'll do a roll. They're both good. Or he's good. Let me see about our other leader. Okay, so we have ongoing melees here. And what happens with this unit is it moves up to there. So that's where we're at. And we still have this ongoing melee. And infantry cannot join into a melee that is dragoons. I'm going to remove the dead. Okay, everyone, this is what I've decided. I'm going to do each turn as a video, more or less, or I'll add them together. I won't have enough memory at this rate. So we're going to conclude turn 1. And you'll see I've already set up the die at the far end to begin turn 2. So we're going to conclude turn 1 and get ready for turn 2. And I'm going to upload this video and get a snack and a soda. And Robert Kelly at the Gloucester Museum of History, I've made many videos and he's been fantastic. And VA Travels has recently made some videos with Goober and I helped him a little bit in this region also. If you go on Bill's History World on YouTube, you will see many videos about this area. All right, this is part 1 of, I don't know how long this game will go, of the Battle of the Hook. Thank you for watching. This is helping to save Weiss Fork Battlefield. Stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and get ready for turn 2.